Hello, my most beautiful besties. I'm sure you guys can tell by today's title and thumbnail, we are doing a repurchase or trash. This is a series I do pretty much at the end of every single month. Let you guys know about the products I've tried out over the month and are they actually worth it. So grab a snack, bestie, grab a drink. I don't think this is going to be a super long one, but we're going to go ahead and dive right on in. I still got to figure out this lighting situation because I feel like it's a little bit too bright because my lights used to be a little bit further away and now they're a lot closer, and like I think they might be a little bit too bright. I might have to tone them down just a bit because I look at my monitor, I'm like, I look so like washed out. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna dive into this month's repurchase or trash. I don't have a lot of makeup sitting here in front of me, but I still have some few things I did try out. So up first, we do have a Bioma. This is gonna be the Hydrating Milky Toner. Now I picked this up, I actually got this from Leah when we went to Ulta Beauty World. This is like something that they had in her bag. I always wanted to try it, so I grabbed it myself because I really do love Bioma. Bioma and Bubble and Thayer's and like Good Molecules, a lot of like the drugstore skincare I really found myself loving, and so I tried this out. This is actually really good. It just reminds me a lot of the Thayer's Hydrating Milky Toner. Do you have to go out and get this? No, you definitely do not. If you have a Hydrating Milky Toner, whether it's Bumble, Vitamask, Thayer's, whatever you guys use, you don't need to go run and get this either. I do really enjoy it. It does hydrate the skin, but like it's not a necessity either, but I do really enjoy this. So would I repurchase this? Yes, I would. Now, when it comes to moisturizer, I've been trying out the Laneige. This is the Balance Mode Shine Control Weightless Moisturizer. Y'all, I get oily, and that is so disappointing for me. I had a lot of high hopes for this because it's advertised that this is supposed to be oil controlling and shine controlling, and I find myself getting oily. No matter what type of skincare product I put underneath this, I still get oily. And I've even worn this on the days I'm not wearing any makeup, and I still get oily. So for me, it's a little disappointing for what it is because I wanted more. Maybe they're better off like their lip mask or something like that. I don't know. But for me, this is a definite trash. Now, when it comes to primers, I only tried one new primer this month, and it's going to be from Smashbox. Smashbox sent me their entire like new like line. Well, it's not really a new line, but they just sent me their entire primer line. And I feel so bad because like I feel like I'm such a hater when it comes to the photo finish line from Smashbox, but there's something about it that just doesn't work for me. And this is going to be the Oil Control Mattifying Primer. Y'all, no matter what foundation I put this under, I get really oily. And you guys know that my tried and true is like my Revlon Color Stay Longwear foundation. I get oily when I wear that. And it's because of this right here. This just doesn't really do much. It doesn't really do much to control the oil. It doesn't do much to control the shine. It doesn't really fully mattify either. So for me, this is a definite trash. I would not repurchase it. I have tried the photo finish line so many different times for so many different years. And there's just something about this primer that just doesn't do my skin justice. Now, I know it can work for a lot of people out there. Like my mother loves the photo finish line. I myself just do not. It just does not work for me. So this would be a trash. Up next, we do have the Makeup Forever. This is going to be the HD Skin Balancing and Perfecting Foundation. Now, this is supposed to be mattifying and oil controlling. I will say I do really like this foundation. I do get slightly oily by the end of the day. It's not too overwhelming, but I do get oily. Is it my favorite? No, but do I like it? I do. Now, my only gripe with this is that it's so hard to find the right foundation shade, at least for me. Like, I know exactly what my foundation is. I'm light with a neutral undertone, and depending, maybe during the summer season, I'm light to medium. And no matter what I pick, it just turns yellow. I don't know what it is about higher end foundations that pull very yellow on me, but I seem to not be the only one. I remember I talked about this in a video when I did my review and I did my wear test. A lot of you guys had the same issue with a lot of the foundations pulling yellow. I don't know what it is, and maybe I should try like a cool undertone, so maybe it pulls more pinky. I could try that, but it's neutral, so it shouldn't be pulling yellow, but yeah, somehow it does. Now, this is a little bit too deep of a shade for me. I do have to kind of balance this out with another shade, but I did wear this one by itself today, so I could really show you guys what it is. I do love how full coverage it is. It wears very beautifully throughout the day, but I do find myself getting oily by the end of it. I definitely would not repurchase this, but I would not trash this either. It's just nice for what it is, and I'm going to definitely finish this out. Now, I didn't try any new concealer, but I did try the brand. I did try the new, at least new to me. This is the Catrice Under Eye Brightener. I don't really have any thoughts on this. It definitely does help to brighten my under eye, but I don't really know what else this is supposed to do besides that. It's all right. I do find that whenever I do wear it, do you guys see the fine lines right here? Maybe it's just because of all my stress I've been having lately, but do you guys see how whenever I put on any sort of like under eye primer, I get a lot of like my setting powder, like just settling into those fine lines, creating those creases. If I'm not wearing any setting powder, this looks great, but do you guys see that right there? It's like, I feel like it's somewhat aging my eyes. Even though I'm only 36, I feel like it's definitely like aging my eyes, like those fine lines. Like I find myself having to go like this throughout the day, and lately I've just not been putting any like setting powder under my eyes. I've not been setting it because I just don't want to have any sort of creasing, and when I don't set it, it looks so much better. Like just even by rubbing it right there, rubbing away the excess. Maybe I should just get like Botox one day. I don't know, but for me this isn't the most wowing, so I would definitely trash this. I would not repurchase this. Now when it comes to blushes, I did try 2 new cream blushes. So the first one's going to be from Marc Jacobs. This I will say this packaging is excessive. It's a little ridiculous for what it is. I think this packaging is a bit too much, but I do really find myself enjoying the blush. I really do. I have the shade called Self-Centered, and I really do enjoy this blush. It just goes on very nicely. It's very blendable. It's very buildable. I find that it works with every single foundation product I put it on top of. It just works really nicely. So I definitely could find myself repurchasing this. I just wish they would change the packaging. It's a little bit too, reminds me too much like About Face. It doesn't remind me of like the luxurious brand that Marc Jacobs once was. It just looks a little bit too just not their style. I get they're trying to copy like the Marc. I get they're kind of, you know, maybe kind of go for like their perfume line, but for me, I just find myself not gravitated to the packaging, but I do really like the blush, so I definitely would find myself repurchasing this. The next one I did try was from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is going to be the Magic Touch Blush Trio in the shade called Purple Palace. Now mine has completely cracked on all places. Now they were so kind to send me out a replacement, which I thought was actually really nice because they did not have to do this. I think this is available as of now. This is their purple lavender one, and I absolutely love this. I absolutely love the Magic Touch Trio. It is so beautiful, and like having more of like a pinky tone, like a purpley tone like this, it's great for the days I really want to have a cool blush moment. I really do find myself gravitate toward this. It just blends so nicely. You could definitely build it up, but if you build it up too much, you can definitely blend it down, which I really do appreciate. So for me, this is a definite repurchase. When it comes to bronzer, the only bronzer I tried this month was going to be from Marc Jacobs. Again, I am not a fan of the packaging. I think the packaging is just, I don't know, not a fan. I will say the bronzer, I do like the bronzer, but I'm not obsessed with the bronzer like I thought I would be. I thought I would be obsessed with the bronzer the way that I am with the Marc Jacobs Mega Bronzer. That is just chef's kiss. The way it just blurs on the skin and gives me like a beautiful sun-kissed glow, but also looking at like it's airbrush. There's something about that bronzer that's magical. This, it's nice, but I don't find myself like being wowed by it at all, and that's really disappointing because I really loved their original bronzer. So when I tried this, I had such high hopes. It just doesn't have the same feel to me. I do like it. I will definitely finish it out, so I'm not going to trash it, but I definitely do not see myself repurchasing this either. And that's kind of disappointing to say because I had a lot of high hopes for this one, but this, it's gonna be a no for me. When it comes to like the eyes, I will say the only thing I really tried this month was the Morphe Little Mini Trio. So I tried like a few of the little small ones right here. These are really nice. I feel like they definitely have stepped up compared to before. When I reviewed these, I want to say it was last year. And maybe it was earlier this year. I one of the two. Well, they had like these little trios. I didn't like it because they had 2 shimmers and 1 matte. And I feel like you really couldn't do much with it. Now they have 2 mattes and 1 shimmer. And I feel like it definitely works a lot better. I like the tones of these ones a little bit more on the neutral side. And I just find that these would be a little bit more easier to work with. So I would definitely find myself repurchasing these. Plus they're also really affordable. And I know I didn't really show it off too much on YouTube, but this is going to be the Unearthly Menacing Metals right here. This is a liquid eyeshadow. This is going to be in the shade, I think it's called Mercury. This is beautiful. This just goes right on, and it's really, really pigmented, but if you tap it out, you could really blend it out. And I did kind of mix these two together, so I thought it'd be really pretty to mix the two together. And I just love that this is the type of like liquid shadow that's going to, you know, go with any sort of, you know, eyeshadow you put on top of. It's going to melt and it's going to take on that color. It's really beautiful. It's very versatile, and I think Unearthly did something really beautiful with this, so I would definitely repurchase this. And the only powder blush that I tried is from Catrice. This is the Bright and Blur Airbrush Powder. I somehow really like this. It just goes on very, very, very soft. Like it is very soft. It's very light in pigment, so like you don't need to worry about getting blush blindness with this. It's very airbrush like, and I just love the way it just like settles onto the skin. It's really beautiful. Now I have the shade called Pink Luminous, and this is gorgeous. I just love how soft and effortless this is. It just gives me just a soft, subtle like blushy look without being too overwhelming. So I can definitely build it up if I want to, but if I have a little bit too much, I could tone it down. It's really beautiful. It's very beautiful, and it's worked on every single foundation I've tried this on top of. It's worked really nicely. So I definitely would repurchase this. Now, when it comes to lips, I only tried to think like 5 lip products this month. The first one's going to be from Jean-Luc Cosmetics. This is going to be the Love Bomb right here. I really enjoy this. So this is the Straw Baby right here. I do have a few other shades, but this one in particular, I keep this on my nightstand. I literally keep this on my nightstand because it's so hydrating. It smells incredible, and it's pretty long lasting. For a lip balm, I find myself really gravitated to this because it's pretty long lasting and it feels just so comfortable and so soothing on the lips. I love wearing this almost as if it's like a lip mask before I go to bed. I really enjoy this. I haven't really tried it mixed it on top of lip liners because I just enjoy this for what it is. This is not my nighttime like lip routine. I put this on right before bed, and I just love how hydrated and moisturized my lips look whenever I wake up, and it's just a beautiful lip balm. So I definitely would repurchase this. Up next, we have the Neutrogena. This is going to be the Hydro Boost lip oil. I would neither repurchase this nor trash this. It definitely does hydrate the lips, but I just find that that's just kind of what it does. There's really not much else to it. It's just a simple lip oil. So it's one of those things that, like, if you have lip oils, you do not need this whatsoever. I just got it because of Shelby Ann. And like I said, I don't really find myself picking it up that much. I wouldn't necessarily trash it because it works nicely, but I'm not going to repurchase it either. So there's that. Up next, we do have the Catrice. This is going to be the Gel Glide Long Lasting Lip Liner. I will say the lip liner was actually quite impressive for how it glided on the lips. It was very soft, very pigmented. It does have a little bit of longevity. Now, it does kind of wear off throughout the day, but not nearly as much as I thought it would. It definitely does have like a little bit of a gripping power. I was just really impressed with how pigmented this was and how soft it was and how it glided and added such a full pigmentation. It worked really well with any sort of like lip product put on top of. It didn't really budge, it stayed, and I really did appreciate that. So I definitely would find myself repurchasing some Catrice lip liners for sure. Up next, I have the Revlon. This is going to be the Super Lustrous Glass Lip Gloss right here. Again, I bought this because Shelby Ann, and I will say I find myself using it to an extent. It's very like concealer pink. Okay, it's a little intense for me. I did love the lip combo that I created when I wore this, and I wore this several other times. It's just a little bit too pale pink, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. I like the formula, but I definitely would not repurchase this. And finally, we do have the Tower 28. These are going to be their plumping lip glosses right here. I do find that my lips get a little bit plump while wearing this, but you can definitely feel like the sensation. I thought I read somewhere that you weren't supposed to, but I definitely do feel it on my lips. It's not intense, which I really do appreciate because I cannot stand intensive lip plumpers. I just have super sensitive lips where if it's like too intense, I have to take it off because I think you guys said I might have some sort of allergic reaction to them because of how I react to lip plumpers. And I just found myself, I do like the color. I do like the color. It does have beautiful shine, but it doesn't have the longest longevity to it, which I was actually kind of surprised about, but it does slightly plump the lips. So would I repurchase this? No. Would I trash this? No. And then finally, one other product that I tried this month is actually going to be from Tati. This is going to be the Unfair Advantage Go Juice. Now, I told you guys I would do a follow-up on this, and here I am doing a follow-up. Now, when I first reviewed this, I said that I did like it. I did. I thought it really did I thought it did a great job at providing the energy that I was looking for. I found myself not having any sort of like shakes or jitters or had my metabolism speed up or I was starving while consuming this, which I really did appreciate because some energy drinks can do that for me. This one did not right here. The one thing I said I did not like was I did not like how it smelled too much like the emergency raspberry drink. It just was very off-putting for me with the smell, like it truly was. And I also said I wasn't 100% sure I was going to repurchase this because I was unsure if I was going to repurchase this because I like the taste, but there's only so much of this that I could handle before I was like, I want something else. However, after continuing to try it out, I did finish out the other package and I probably only have like 10 packets left. I will say, I do find myself really enjoying this drink a lot more. And the only reason why that I do, if you guys haven't seen it, I did post a short on it, is because I have been mixing it with the Liquid Death Pina Colada sparkling water. The sour raspberry mixed with the pina colada, there's something about it that just tastes really good. It's almost like a coconut raspberry flavor, and I really find myself gravitated to that drink, and I make it every single day. Now, sometimes I vary between 150 milligrams of caffeine, but more often than not, I do kind of stick to the 75 milligrams of caffeine for the equal balance between the coconut flavor and the raspberry flavor. Because I mix the two together, there's something about that flavor that is just so delicious that now I find myself actually craving this and like wanting to make this with that particular sparkling water. I don't know why. It just tastes so good. And I actually reached out to Tati and I said, this is a flavor that I think you should consider looking into because it's just so good. So would I repurchase this? Yes. Only because I'm mixing it with the Liquid Death Pina Colada. If I wasn't mixing these two together, I don't know. I definitely would repurchase. I would definitely buy this again in other flavors whenever she does launch other flavors. This one's quite nice, but I can only do so much of the sour raspberry before I'm like, okay, I kind of want to spice it up a little bit. So that is what I did. And now that I did that, I've really been enjoying the drink. It mixes so well together that I'm going to go buy another one. Because I love this flavor with the Liquid Death Pina Colada. So good. So that is kind of like my quick and easy repurchase or trash. I really did not try much this month, and I think it's just because I moved. And I told you guys that I have been dealing with some mental health issues, and I have a doctor's appointment coming up in 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks. And I'll kind of go over that in a new Shop My Stash video that I'm going to post. I don't think this week, I'll be posting it next week, but I kind of go over things. I'm not going to dive into details about my mental health issues just because it's really personal, but I will touch on some things that I definitely don't mind sharing, and I definitely want to wait to see kind of what the doctor says too. But yeah, I just haven't really been around as much. I haven't been as present, but this move had definitely taken a toll out of me because it was just more than I expected. I didn't realize that moving would take this long, and I think it's just because we only had so many days to move. Like we had a whole month to move, but like we only had 2 days together a week, if that. And so it's very difficult to try to move a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house into a new house only on like 5 days in total, if you really think about it. So I definitely will have a house tour coming soon. I know you guys keep asking for it, but I just want to get a little bit more settled in before I do that. But yeah, besties, that is going to be it for this week's and that for this month's repurchase or trash. Was there anything that I talked about that you guys tried and you guys really liked, or is anything I talked about you guys said, yeah, I didn't like that either? Let me know in the comments below. But with that said, besties, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 or 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channels, Are for Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful pay members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribe, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, besties, I love you, and I'll see you guys in a very next video.